Good afternoon, welcome to Market Wrap number 202. Stuart Williamson here at the helm. This week, is the time right now to buy a UK property? Are all the signs looking positive, or is it still a good time to wait and see? That's what we're talking about this week, so watch on and you'll find out. What's going on in the UK? What is the market looking like? Well, we've had rates on hold now for some time. The Bank of England did say that it expected 3 rate cuts this year, but wage inflation and services inflation have probably delayed those by a bit. So although the market is very positive about interest rates coming down, and it will probably come down from 5.25% to 4.5% over the next 12 months, it possibly won't happen this year. So at the moment, people are very much in the wait and see about the mortgage front. But bear in mind, when I started investing in property back in the 80s, interest rates at one stage were at 14%. So worrying about being at 5% now really is a bit of a non-concern. It's just a case that we haven't experienced it, a lot of people. But it will pass and it will become easier. So firstly, interest rates are looking as if this may come down. Economic stability has been built in. So things are looking a lot more positive in the UK. They're saying that inflation is now lower in the UK than it is in the US, slightly higher than that of Germany and France. But the OECD are looking very positive about the UK being potentially the best GDP growth in Europe going forward. What's that based on? Post-Brexit, I think we all thought it won't affect us. Then we realised we're going to have a £8 billion bill for extra taxes and extra red tape. So that was quite negative. Now we've got all these people emigrating into the UK from Hong Kong, from South Asia, on proper visas, and that's really pushing up the economy in the UK. And also the UK is learning to work better than it was before. It's still a long way to go. I mean, the roads are a shambles, as you probably know. NHS is a shambles. The army's underfunded, so a lot of these things, okay, it's just my view, not everyone's view. So there's a long way to go, but it is a lot more positive than it was. Again, it could be derailed by what happens in Israel. Hopefully some sanity is springing in there. And it could get worse because of what's going on in Ukraine. Energy prices could force up inflation again. So wage inflation, service inflation is a negative thing, which is going to perhaps push us back a little bit on these interest rates, but they are coming. And when they do come, people will see that it's a good thing. Wage inflation is currently 6%, so 6% a year. On top of that, you've got rental inflation. The ONS says that rental inflation is currently up by 7.2% across the UK. Some areas a lot higher. 5% of that is based on immigration, they say. So if you're a landlord, your rent's going to be increasing, your mortgage rates are going to come down. That is a perfect storm, so to speak. And we're seeing that at APW. One of our strong partners, they've sold in the centre of Birmingham over 300 units since the beginning of October. We were trying to get clients into it, but they're selling so quickly we can't. So the market sentiment is positive, and that's the next reason why it's not a bad time to be buying, is the market sentiment. Everyone is feeling a bit more bullish. We're certainly seeing it at APW Towers. Prior to Christmas, it was a nightmare trying to sell physical property. But now we've got people coming in and saying, is it a good time to buy? We think it is, so let's jump in. But the point is, it's not a good time to buy everywhere. The coast of the UK, apparently house prices are still falling by 6% on average. That's places like Cornwall, Devon, also the northeast, where I'm from, Whitby, because when COVID started, it was all run away, so people did. And then work from home has started to slack, although work from home, we're still second in the UK after Canada for most work from homers, which is mad really. It's because we're such a service economy, there's nothing being made in the UK anymore. Again, my view, not everyone's. So people are starting to sell up a bit and move back into town. Not everyone is though, they're just going to go fight it, make it tough, and they're going to be buying in town as well. So consequently, HMOs, 1 beds, top quality finishes, studios, 1 bed apartments, 2 beds that are affordable are doing really well. And this is mostly in the levelling up agenda cities. So put it into context. Now is not a good time to buy on the coast. It is a case of wait and see. Now probably is a good time to buy in the city because we've got some good upside. Make sure it is in a proper city though, not one that's got problems within it of infrastructure. i.e. you can't get around. Manchester was a great buy until it stopped HS2. Now it's looking a bit expensive, to be fair. I mean, there are 2-bed flats being sold in Manchester for over £500,000. That is London prices. So, is it a good time to buy? Compared to 2023, yes. Compared to 2025, yes. So now it is a good buying opportunity. Interest rates are coming down, and it's a case of time to be brave. And you know, JP Morgan said, when do I buy, when do I sell? He said, I sell when 75% of the people are buying, I buy when 75% of the people are selling. That's contrarian investing. It's not quite the same at the moment in the UK, but now is a good buying opportunity. You can get in, get some good quality, cost-effective properties in some great locations. I was talking to a gentleman during the week, and his target market was the triangle of Nottingham, Derby and Sheffield. And I think that's a great idea. You've got good quality prices there, perhaps £200,000, 220 for 1 bed, 2 beds. You've got a growth in demand, it's cheap, it's a commuter location, you've got people working from home in those locations, and the rentals are rising at well over 7% a year. So if that's not a solid argument for buying in the UK, yes, there are lots of background noise to it, but the UK has always been a good market. It's not like in the continent where people don't buy until they're in their 40s. In Scotland, we've got rent controls brought in. None of the parties in England have said they will do that, so it's a lot more positive. But one thing to bear in mind is that the stamp duty will go up if you're buying as a non-resident. So again, that adds some urgency. So if you're going to buy, it's probably best to buy before the election, which gives you a time frame. So interest rates falling, stamp duty increase on the horizon, positive sentiment, good opportunity. And thank you very much for watching. Cheerio.